Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Farenheight TV. It's 2015. I cannot believe how fast time has flown. But this is a great thing because 2015 means it's going to be a new year full of new adventures, new journeys, and a better you. So today's episode, we're going to talk about all those great things, how to stay fit, how to stay in shape, how to stay, happy for this new year, and how to achieve all your goals. Farenheight TV. It's 2015, which means it's a new year and better you. With 365 days ahead of us, there's so many great accomplishments we all want to achieve, and we all can do it. Here are a few steps to get you along the way. New Year's resolutions only work if you set realistic goals. Your ultimate goal may seem daunting, almost impossible at times, but if you start your new year with fear in your mind, you'll never be able to discover the greatness in your soul. So by taking small steps, you'll be able to reach your goal and succeed. And once you reach your peak, you'll be a stronger, wiser you. New Year's resolutions only work if you set realistic goals. Be fearless this year. Oftentimes we doubt our inner greatness for the fear of failure or embarrassment. But how about if we did something differently this year and tried? For instance, if the thought of public speaking makes you quiver, try it. By practicing and attempting the little things that scare you, soon your fears will transform into electric waves of confidence. Not only will you see that confidence in yourself, but your peers will recognize it too. By staying humble, having faith, and trying new things with a heart and mind full of ambition, you'll discover that you were always this confident. You just had to unleash your fears to get there. Remember, all the greats made mistakes. It's their will to keep going that we admire and respect. Be courageous this year and unleash your fears. Keep on trying. Speak up this year. You got a voice and it matters. Whether it's social issues that you want to change or personal ones, using your voice is one way of making a difference. And don't just speak for yourself, speak for the voiceless, the underprivileged, the forgotten. Change comes when you're brave enough to realize that there's always a better option. Speak about what you're passionate about, listen closely and respectively, and put it to action. Your voice matters. Speak up this year. Explore this year. Adventure is out there and it's your time to see what's outside your backyard and beyond. Maybe it's exploring a different culture. Maybe it's exploring a different city. Your next adventure could be in your own neighborhood. Go see the world, bring a friend, a camera, and a notebook. The world is yours. Plus, it's always fun to add more pictures to your Instagram. What are you waiting for? Go explore this year because life is way too short to just be in the house all the time. Go see the world. Who is your number one fan? You are. Be your own mascot this year and believe in yourself. No one knows you better than you. You're unique, you're beautiful, and a treasure to the world. Start expressing that, start believing that, and start doing that. Motivate, compliment, and uplift yourself because you deserve to. Go, go you, go you, go you, go you. Always notice how much calmer, positive people are? You can be too. This is your year to be a shameless optimist and surround yourself, your health, and your environment with positive things. Whether it's through your favorite hobbies, the company you keep, or your internal ambitions, don't forget to share that positivity with your peers. Not only will it make you feel cool, calm, and collective, but it will transform your life for the better. Positive vibrations, as Bob Marley and the Wailers would sing, is what we got to give and strive for. Be the change you need to see. We all have a role in making the world a better place. We all have an obligation to create a better society for the future. The first step starts with us. Whether it's through art, activism, or turning your brilliant ideas into revolutionary actions, you can create more reasons for people to feel safe, whole, and alive, not to mention happy. Michael Jackson sang it loud when he said, "If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change." Change begins with an "I can do it," and then it's more possible to say, "We can do it." Be the change you need to see. Give more, do more, because happiness is for all.
Prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh,
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it goes.
oh Mom!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Farenheight TV. So it's a new year, which means new resolutions for everyone. And I think mostly on everyone's list is to get fit, right? But oftentimes we just think about the physical fit, like, oh, we just want to work out our calves, you know, work out our buns. But how about your mind and your spirit? Joining me today is one of my great friends that I had such an opportunity to meet years ago at UMass Amherst. My friend Laura from Greedo Sub Shop. We were slicing it up together. She taught me everything I know at the sub shop. And today she's here to join us to talk about the mind, body, and spirit and why yoga is so important. Thank you so much for joining me, Laura. I can't believe it's been so long since we've seen each other.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is so cool.
Of course. So at first I want to start off is what is yoga for people who may not know, and why is it important? Why do you practice it?
So in the traditional definition, yoga literally translates to meaning yoking between mind, body, spirit, and the divine.
Yeah.
So people have been practicing yoga for thousands of years, originally starting off trying to use it as a way to understand the world around them. For people who are not 2,000 years old, which I believe is most of us, yoga is a practice where we combine asana, which is postures, with breath and meditation to have a really cool experience, to work out our bodies, and to silence the mind.
So why do you practice it? What inspired you to become a yoga instructor?
I have loved yoga since the very first class I ever took. And like most people, I came to yoga looking for a good workout, trying to exercise. And for years, I kept coming back, and I didn't know what it was that I liked so much better about yoga than every other type of fitness.
Yeah.
And then one day, I was in class, and my instructor said something that really resonated with me. We were working on a really difficult pose, and we were holding it for so long.
Yeah.
And she said to us, pay attention to what's going on in your mind right now.
Okay.
And I listened, and I checked in and said,
Is it nerves?
Okay.
Like, what's going on? Yeah.
what am I thinking right now? And what was going on in my head was all this negative self-talk of, this hurts. Why am I doing this? I'm not very good at this pose. This pose is bad.
Which I think most people probably would, think about, because you're like, I can't get it. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's making me feel uncomfortable.
It's making me uncomfortable. And then a lot of people start to shame themselves and say, I should be better at this. Why can't I hold this for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Why? I'm bad at yoga. I hear that all the time.
Most people do if anything if they're not good at it. You just start, putting yourself down. Like,
Right.
oh, why did you even try it? Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our instructor said to us, is there something negative going on in your mind right now? And we all kind of looked at each other and were like,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And she said to us, the point of yoga is to quiet that voice and turn it into kindness. And from then on, I was completely hooked. I was like, oh my God, lady,
Yeah.
you are so right.
Exactly.
Why am I being mean to myself? It's just a pose.
It is just like switching
It's
that
just a
energy,
pose.
turning that negative energy to positiveness,
Right.
and just being confident.
Exactly.
Wow. So why do you think it's great for the mind, body, and spirit? I know you talked about it, but why do you think yoga is such a important, physical activity anybody could do that will calm everything down and make you feel grounded?
So the coolest thing about the mind, body, spirit experience in yoga is you have to use all of them at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, which is a little hard to do, but it seems
totally
hard to do,
is.
but it's not. I mean, once you get focused, I feel like you get right into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you have to use your body for strength to get into these challenging poses. You have to turn down the voice in your mind that says you can't.
Yeah.
And you have to let your spirit encourage yourself.
Yeah.
We've all felt it when we're doing something that we think is really cool. We kind of hear this little voice inside that says, that's awesome, you go girl.
Yeah.
And you more than anyone
Yeah.
else I know.
Yeah.
But letting all of these things happen together,
Yeah.
that is the mind, body, spirit experience, is letting all these things work together, letting the mind be quiet. We've all had this experience where we're just like, oh my God, like mind, just stop
Yeah,
talking.
just
Your
stop
mind is
thinking,
reeling.
yeah.
You've got thoughts and thoughts and
Going
thoughts and thoughts.
crazy.
And you're just looking for some quiet time.
Yeah, which is hard to do, especially if you're juggling so many things. Some people are parents, some people have like more than 2 jobs. I mean, it's a lot going on
Absolutely.
in the world. So this is so important just to have that time for like me time. It's like me time to
Exactly.
just focus on everything and let everything go good. So what would your advice be for a person that's a newbie to yoga? What would your best advice be? Yeah.
I have several pieces of advice.
Okay, awesome. Listen up, you guys. Listen up.
So first of all, don't give up. Don't ever say to yourself, I can't do this, I'm bad at yoga. That's just not true. There's no such thing as a yoga master.
Exactly.
There isn't.
Yeah.
People who have been doing yoga for 20 years, there's still something to learn.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn. It's all a process. You're never going to perfect the practice, which is why it's called a practice
Yeah.
and not called a perfect.
Exactly. And it's just fun in a way because it's always challenging, something new for you to do.
There's
which I think
always
is fun.
something new.
Yeah.
And also, find a teacher that really speaks to you. That's how you're going to, yep.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to be able to get the most out of your practice. Try a bunch of different kinds of classes. There's so many different kinds out there.
Yeah, like hot yoga. There's all
Hot
sorts
yoga.
of, yeah.
There's vinyasa yoga, there's ashtanga yoga. There's so many different kinds. Just find something that feels good for you. And the last thing, which I think is the most important, is I always tell my students in my beginner classes,
Yes.
you would never change your living room to fit a couch, would you?
Yeah,
If
no.
you would never buy a couch and be like, okay, now I have to change the rest of the house in order to fit this couch.
Yeah, yeah.
No. So in the same way, never try to change your body to do a pose. A pose is just a pose.
Yeah.
You can do the pose is supposed to look however it looks on your body. Yoga is for every body, every person, every size.
Mad about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what I love about it, is that it is for everyone.
Yeah.
So if your pose doesn't look like mine, that's beautiful, that's perfect, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing is absolutely enough just the way it is.
Okay, so Laura, you gonna show us some poses today?
I would love to.
Oh, I'm so excited. So stay tuned, guys. Right after this, we're gonna learn some great, cool poses from our yoga expert, Laura, which is my friend. Whoop whoop! I feel so good about that. So stay tuned right after this.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Consider this session me time, led by the extraordinary, phenomenal queen, Lara. So, Lara's just going to show us some few poses to calm your mind, body, and spirit, and I'll just let you take over, Lara.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So what we'll do is we'll start with the most foundational pose of yoga, which we use to reference all of our other poses, and then we'll run through a sun salutation. So let's all start at the top of our mats. Bring your feet hips distance apart and really press down through your feet. Maybe pick up your toes and think about 4 corners of your feet pushing down into the mat. And then put your toes down. Press down through the feet, engage your calves, engage your knees, engage your thighs. Nice strong legs, your own strength right here. Next, I want you to lift up through your core, engage the core nice and strong, and then lift up the ribs out of your hips. Nice. Draw your shoulders wide, maybe roll them all the way down your back so you have a nice wide collarbone. Arms out to the sides, palms face the front of the room, nice long spine, nice long neck, and gaze forward with intention. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. It's the most foundational pose of yoga, and you'll find yourself referencing it all the time. So here we are. Very nice Tadasana, Farah.
Thank you.
So to start our sun salutation, we start here at the top of our mat in our mountain pose or Tadasana. On your inhale, sweep your arms high overhead. And as you exhale, we do what's called swan diving forward. So we come forward, arms to the sides, pushing the walls away, lengthening the spine as much as possible, and fold over the legs. Now here, the point is to get your low belly onto your thighs. So if you bend into the knees, that's totally fine. Again, we're making it work for your body.
Yep.
From here, inhale to a flat back. So you have your tailbone reaching towards the back of the room and the crown of your head reaching forward. Again, fine to bend the knees here. On your exhale, plant the palms on the mat and step back to high push-up. Really spread your fingers wide. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the room and heels reach towards the back of the room. Lots of core strength here. While we're learning this, please drop your knees behind your hips. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, lower halfway. Elbows squeeze in nice and tight. Inhale, drop your hips. Crown of the head reaches up. Wide shoulders and chest for your upward facing dog. And exhale, turn your toes under. Press into the hands, straighten out through the legs, and press the hips up and the chest back towards the thighs for downward facing dog. So you're pressing through the hands, but you're pressing your heels towards the mat and hips up high. Big breath here. Inhale, bend your knees and sink your hips. And exhale, step forward between your palms. Inhale, come to your flat back. And exhale, fold over the legs. Your next inhale, arms sweep high overhead, drawing you all the way up to standing. And then arms come to the sides, coming back to mountain pose. So that's our sun salutation A. I like to teach this first because we use all of these poses throughout the entire practice.
Yeah.
And doing this over and over helps us to build the strength that we need in order to do more challenging poses.
Exactly. As well as flexibility, which I think was really, really cool. It's so calm. Your voice is just like, I felt like I was like hearing waterfalls and just in an island somewhere. Yeah, it was beautiful. Cool. Yeah.
So we need to build a lot of shoulder strength in order to do our high to low push-up. When we're here, it's good to practice it with the knees down because that's how we'll build the strength in our shoulders to eventually be able to lift the knees, come forward, and lower halfway to
Oh,
10.
yeah. Yep. I'm just going to stay on my knees until I'm strong like you, Lara.
But that's okay. It's all about building the strength that you need and working with what you have right now.
Exactly. Wow. Well, thank you so much for showing us that, Laura.
Thanks so much.
And this is so cool because, you know, if you even have 5 minutes of your time, you're having a stressful day, you could click on this video and let Laura lead you into a moment of, you know, just calmness and confidence and strength. You guys can do this. So Laura, how do people find out more about your classes? Because I mean, I know I'm eager to take a class, but I can imagine the waiting list that's going to happen when people see this video. So where can people find out more information about you?
So I have a website. It's Laura, L-A-U-R-A, Reiman, R-E-I-M-A-N, yoga, Y-O-G-A.com. You can also find me on Instagram. My name is LBSmiles1, and I'm on Twitter, LBSmiles and Yoga.
Wow, and guys, when you guys see these pictures on Instagram without a filter, it is beyond fierce. Like, she's doing all sorts of things. And I'm just so honored not only to have you on the show, but to call you my friend. Thank you so much, Laura, for me always and forever. And you know, I got you back for life. So my Greeno cousin. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Farenheight TV. Right after this, we'll, you know, kick it up a notch and show you something a little bit faster you can do to, you know, bring in the new year, new spirit. So thank you for watching. Right after this, we have some more fun things for you.
Looks good. You ready to try it?
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay. She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for ideas on how to get healthy together.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So, when you need a little pep in your step, Elexis Sexy Lexy Zumba instructor is here to show us how we could really get physical and get it pumping, you know what I mean? So, Lexi, before we get started, what inspired you to become a Zumba instructor?
Well, I'm a dancer
Yes.
by nature, so I have a minor dance degree. And I will always take Zumba classes with my friends, you know, in DC. What's up, y'all? And Lorena, she's one of the Zumba instructors, so she would get me and my friend Jonelle to do these like Zumba routines with her, and we would like make stuff up and all this other stuff, and then like we would actually do shows with her.
Wow.
So like, yeah, like she had this one show where she was going to Bolivia, and like we helped her do it.
Wow, so it's like choreographed the whole thing?
We choreographed the whole thing, we rocked it out.
So why do you think Zumba is such a like a popular thing people love to engage into?
I don't know, because it's like people that can't dance, they say Zumba is like their way of dancing, but like you can go to Zumba and they're like, yeah, yeah. You go to the club with them, they're like I don't know.
You know, I think it's all
weird.
about confidence. If you think about it, even when you're walking, you're dancing. You don't even know all these little movements. You're dancing naturally.
It's
all
about
the
attitude, and it makes you feel, you know, real sensual because it got that salsa feel and you know, all that stuff. And I love salsa. I love Spanish dance. Yeah. I'm a ballerina. Don't tell anybody. I'm a hip hopper. I do all different types of form of dance. I'm a belly dancer when I want to be. You know.
You basically do it all, Lexi. And we don't call you sexy for no reason. Basically.
You better stop.
So we're gonna actually get to do a routine with Sexy Lexi today.
Yeah, bear with me because I didn't plan it, but we're gonna rock it.
It's all
We're gonna rock it.
fine because if you go to Zumba classes, what it's all about.
I freestyle half the time anyway.
So we're gonna have Laura and Erica join us, and we're just gonna dance to a song called Máquina, Máquina, a little reggaeton for you. And Sexy Lexi is gonna show us how to do it. So let's rock it.
Let's get it. Don't judge me because I got my Christmas socks on.
It's
and my
fine.
Christmas
We stay festive.
My birthday's coming up.
Birthday's coming up. Okay. So, yep.
Roll. So when you do the 1, 2, 3, it's not just pushing out, like you're not just doing that. You actually have to move in here.
So like your abs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna open up and you're gonna contract. Open up and contract. So when you do it, 1, 2, 1, 2, pick up your legs. Woo! All right, be careful, because you know these. So then when you do it, you're rolling. Now if you want to add the arms in it, you got to roll it. Okay, so let's put that together. Okay, we got that?
Yep, we got that.
All right, so 1, 2, Don't forget to contract. Roll. Switch it out. Roll. All right, ready? We're going to do my favorite move.
Oh. Woo, all around, y'all.
overdo it. So when you do Zumba, you can't just do one side.
Yeah,
because then you're uneven.
Yeah.
So you gotta do on both sides.
Yes, okay.
So now we're gonna hit this. Ready? 5, 6, 7, and drop. Ooh.
So we're working out those glutes right now.
Yes. You know how Nicki Minaj's booty is?
Yeah.
That's how you get that.
We're gonna be bootylicious?
Yes. We're gonna be pumping.
All right.
Woo.
Feel it.
All right, ready? We're really gonna get that Nicki Minaj. Ready?
All right. So we're gonna slow it down. Oh, I like this little. It's like, let me take a seat real quick.
Yep. Now we're really gonna stay.
Woo! Woo!
Now I want you to get on releve.
Here we go.
So those that's not dancers, releve is on the tip, on the balls of your feet.
Woo! Woo!
All right.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna stay in releve and straighten up.
Okay.
And drop. Now we're gonna go back in releve. Okay, hold it. Now we're gonna sit in releve.
Okay.
Hold it. All right, drop it. Now we're gonna do arms. Whoop, whoop. Are you ready?
Yep.
Now you know I can't just do arms. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Roll it out. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Now this. Now we're gonna pop it. Oh, dang it. Now we can't pop it.
Wow, guys.
Ooh,
I am out of breath, but I feel so physical and ready to conquer the world.
I'm okay.
I hope that you feel great too. Right after this, we're gonna taste some Haitian soup and make everything come together for this New Year's episode. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
My taste buds are pretty particular, but sometimes I just need something to satisfy my soul. We're cooking in the kitchen, making something hot and fresh for you. Cooking in the kitchen, making something delicious for you. Cooking in the kitchen, Farenheight kitchen. Cooking in the kitchen, making something delicious for you. Grab that knife, that fork, that plate, sit down, enjoy, because you're in Farenheight kitchen. Say what? Farenheight kitchen. Today we're learning how to make Haitian soup jamu. Woohoo! Some of the ingredients that you'll need are pepper, potatoes, scallions, carrots, celery ribs, cream of chicken, chicken broth, lime juice or 2 fresh limes, vinegar, beef, a box of rigatoni macaroni, squash and frozen squash, cabbage, leek, shallot, and malanga. Some tools you'll need are a blender, 3 pots, a large chef knife, a medium spoon, a large soup spoon, veggie peeler, food drainer, and a masher, and a few seasonings such as salt, pepper, and garlic. The first thing we want to do is get started on our meat, which is going to probably take the longest. So what you need is your 1 pound of beef, you're going to need lemon juice, vinegar, your smasher, as well as your seasoning. So first, I'm just going to add all the beef to a nice little small bowl. And after I'm done cleaning all the excess fat off the meat, I'm just going to start adding my lemon juice, as well as vinegar, kind of clean off the meat. And you could always use real lemons or lime, but the juice is always just a little bit easier for me. I add a little bit of both. And I just kind of just shake it up in there. Again, you could always do this over a sink. That would be much easier and a little bit much cleaner. But I just kind of just swirl it all around. Alright guys, so once we're done washing off our meat, what we want to do now is add our seasoning. So some of the seasoning I have is, I have salt, I have Mrs. Dash's seasoning blend, which basically has celery seeds, black pepper, onion powder, as well as garlic. And I also have this Madame Goose that basically has the same stuff. And as well as the most popular Haitian flavor seasoning you'll ever find is these chicken tablets, also known as Maggi, which I feel like we put in everything. So what we want to do is just add a little bit of each. You just want to do a little splat, like some salt in there, not too much. And then some of the Mrs. Dash's seasoning in there. Again, this is, all the seasoning is really optional to you. The most common seasoning you need for this soup is just a little bit of garlic, black pepper, and salt. Everything else is really up to you. Sometimes people like to add a little bit more black pepper or red pepper to make it more spicier, but again, it's up to you. If you just have the common seasonings as garlic, black pepper, and salt, you're basically good to go. And nothing makes it complete without your Maggi cube, and I'm just going to add one whole cube to this since we're having 8 servings of this delicious soup. And then we're going to put this aside and we're going to get started on our scallion. So 4 branches of this, and you just want to cut off their little afros. So I'm just going to take a knife and I'm just going to slice it as so. Afro's gone, so sad, so sad. And then over here, I just basically cut this into 4 halves. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add all of these into our beautiful, beautiful smasher. We're going to do it just like they do it in Haiti. Smash all of these up. Sometimes too, people like to add, you know, Maggi, or they could add some black peppers in this, but since we already put that on our meat, we could just start mashing it up so then we could put it all together. So you want to just take your masher, hold it up like this, and, you know, take one hand, hold it, and you just start smashing it. Woo! Whoosh, that is you. Done with, done with, done with. So once you're done smashing it, it'll look something like this. And you just want to scoop this all out and add it to your meat. This is really going to bring the flavors out in the soup and taste so, so good. So you just want to take it all together. And again, if you ever want to smash this along with the garlic, the black pepper, and salt, that's always a great option. Or you could always just do it with the other seasoning and you're all set. And you just add this on top, and we're just going to add all of this into a big pot that we're going to add water to and put on the stove. And we will put this for 20 to 25 minutes to boil, and then we'll come back to it. Hey guys, so after we're done with our meat, next thing we want to get started on is our squash. So you have half of a squash over here, and what we want to do is cut out the flesh and as well slice it up so then we can start boiling it. As you can see, I had a little bit of difficulty trying to cut the squash, but Mom came in, as Haitian moms always do, and took over for a little bit. Using a butcher knife will definitely help you cut the squash up and make it much easier. Take your time and be cautious. Not yet, not yet. Let me do that part. You messed up the whole thing. I was supposed to show a presentation.
You're always trying to baby people.
Haitian mom problems. We love you though. So after you cut them up into chunks, you want to remove all of the flesh from each individual piece. Oh, don't even worry about the skin. You just want to put this all into a nice little medium pot with water and have it medium boil for about 20 to 25 minutes. First thing we want to do with our vegetables is start slicing up our malanga, our potatoes, and our turnips. So what you want to do is you cut your malanga into half. Again, be careful. And you just want to start slicing off the skin. Once you get the skin all sliced up, you just want to cut them into little chunks. And you want to make sure your chunks are not too big, but not too small either. Have all of those, you just want to throw them in the pot. We're going to wash them all off together later. So, I got my little slice over here, and I'm just going to start slicing off the skin. After slicing up the potatoes, cut them into small little chunks. We're all set. Bam. So healthy, so great. And boy, is it gonna taste so delicious. And you add all of these potatoes right into the bowl. And we'll wash them all off soon. Oh. We just want to cut off the little stem, and then we're going to slice it up as well. And once we're done slicing off our colorful, beautiful purple turnip, we're just going to do the same thing and cut it into little chunks. And we're just going to throw those chunks in there. Alright, so once we get our potatoes, our turnips, and our other vegetables cut up, we want to get started on these vegetables. So for the carrots, since these are baby carrots, and they're small and cute and so delicious for you, throw it in the pot. So with the celery, what we want to do is just cut off the little branches. We're going to use them, so do not throw them away. And we're going to cut these into little chunks again. So I will cut this into 4 little chunks. Hold it like that. So crunchy and delicious for you. And we're just going to throw that right into the pot. And then we have our leek here, which we're also going to do the same thing. So we're just going to cut off the little top. And then we're going to cut this into little chunks as well. And this is the whole thing that we're using. After you're done cutting them into slices, what you want to do is actually wash your leek ahead of time before you add it to the other mixture. This way it ensures that it's really, really clean when you put it in there. So I just add it to a separate bowl, and then I'm just going to go over and wash it. And make sure that we're washing it really, really well.
So what we want to do with the cabbage is literally just cut it into little chunks as well. You want to make sure that the cabbage is in nice little slices like this, so that way it's not too thick or too small in there. You just want to throw it up in there. Doing the same with the other half. So we still have the tops of the celery as well as the parsley. What we want to do is just throw all of that right into the pot so we can wash all of it. And that includes the thyme. Bam. Bam. So, in turn you will have this before washing. Washing, you want to make sure that you wash this very, very well. In nice, cold water.
Drain out the excess water. Using a strainer is very helpful.
So once it's all washed, what you want to do is add about 4 cups of water to this and put it on the stove and have it boil. The next thing you want to do is, once our squash is done boiling, what we want to do now is just blend it. So what we're going to do is just add all of this into our blender. And then we want to take our spoon and start mashing it up just a little bit, just to break it up a little bit so we won't damage our blender. And then we want to add 2 cups of water. Alright, then make sure you secure this top on, because again, if you don't, you might end up with more of a mess than you ever would desire. Then you want to just start blending. What you want to do is take your squash and you want to drain out the excess. So you're just going to dump it just like that into the little drainer. And you just, shake it up. And it already catches all the skin and all the other stuff that you don't need into this beautiful soup. And then, once you're all done with that, voila! Look how beautiful and pure that looks. So what we're going to do is actually add this into our vegetables that's already boiled. So we're just going to come over here and pour it. Right, Ima?
Add 2 packs of frozen squash, chicken broth, cream of chicken, and beef.
You want to make sure you got a little bit of the beef juices that was in there that you boiled with it, just to add a little bit more flavor to it. And then you just want to slightly try to mix around the ingredients. Boil beautifully. And then our finishing touches. And then we can just put some thyme on top, and we'll come back in about 20 minutes. Alright, so let's look at it midway through. It's been about 10 minutes. Let's see what we have. So, as you can see, it's starting to already bring out its beautiful orange gold color. What we're going to do is taste test it, just to make sure that it has enough salt so far. So, just take a little bit.
needs a little bit more salt. So we just want to add a tablespoon of salt. Rigatoni macaroni. Well, I would say 2.5. So it's been about 5 minutes and the soup looks pretty good. It seems like the rigatoni macaroni has cooked well, and now all we have to do for the final touch is add our green spicy pepper. And ladies and gentlemen, you are all set. So guys, we did it. We finished the soup and it looks amazing. Now the only true test to know if Chef Farenheight did a great job and attempted this for the first time is to let our critics taste it. So right after this, we'll find out if it was a hit or miss. Stay tuned. Small mistakes in the kitchen always spark big creativity in the soul. Get ready for a brand new segment of Farenheight TV where we experiment with some great food to fire up your taste buds and enhance your culinary skills. Let's make it hot.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Farenheight TV. I hope you feel fit, you feel excited for the new year, and most of all, feel confident that you can achieve anything that you desire. But before we end the show, remember how I taught you how to make Haitian pumpkin squash soup? Now is the ultimate test. So we're going to see if Chef Farenheight did a hit or miss this time, and I'm going to invite my guests to come and join me for a cup of soup. But before we do that, let me just tell you a little brief history of why we make Haitian soup. So as you know, Haiti is the first black nation to gain independence. So every year, every New Year's Day, all Haitian families make their traditional pumpkin squash soup, and it's a big deal. Like, anywhere you go, mothers take this as a really, a big thing in the family. Like, everyone has to try it. Even if you don't like soup, you got to get at least one taste of soup. So, guys, as a Haitian American, I want you guys to join me. We're doing this. I want all of my crew to join me right now. Get behind the cameras, take off your headsets, and join me on the set. We're going to taste some of this soup. I just want to warn you that this is my first time making it, but I made it with love. I made it with a lot of love. So yes, please join me. Everybody come out. Come out and join me for a cup of soup. Don't be shy. I promise I'm not trying to poison you. This is just one, just one. I'm giving you one scoop in case you don't want to have the whole thing. Yes, Tomac? Oh, that has the pepper. I'm sorry. I was literally going to kill you.
I love the pepper.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, yeah, you could join it. It's still a little hot. Yes, yes. Please don't be shy. I'm gonna scoop out the meat because I know that's a big deal. When people don't get meat, they feel like they get a little offended. I do too. But here you go. And you could join me on the set. Yeah, get behind me. Don't be shy. Get right all around me. Yes, everybody, come. Let's celebrate the new year together. Grab a spoon. I forgot the bread, but we could have bread later on. Happy 2015.
This year, make it epic. Sincerely, Farenheight TV. Woohoo!